Hello and welcome to HighCast, episode 18. Woo! 18. This episode is recorded in the studios of Highland FM. Go to highlandfm.org.au to find out how you can start your volunteering and broadcasting experience. The HighCast experience of the month is brought to you by Majors Meats. Majors Meats Paddock to Plate Tour. John Major was a guest on this program, and he offered my wife and I some complimentary. This is going to be a long podcast today. I can't even speak. Complimentary tickets to his Paddock to Plate tour. It was really awesome. I had a really great time experiencing the history, tasting some really fantastic food, getting into a butcher and seeing, I was going to say shit cut up, meat cut up. And it was really, really cool. So I highly recommend you get along down. Go to Majors Meats, and this is Majors, is you don't know how it's pronounced, maugers.com.au, and follow the links to the Paddock to Plate tour. The HighCast optimization tool, my current optimization tool, is Bright Spenders. I had Anthea from Bright Spenders on the podcast, and I'm a person who really likes, I'm into fitness, I'm into health, and I was embarrassed by how little I knew about how I was spending my money. Anthea has brought me in under her wing. She's got me using my accounts in a wise way. She has my wife and I focused on what we want to do with our money, and we are starting to get our finances on track. If you think Anthea can help you, go to brightspenders.com, brightspenders.com. Again, I was really embarrassed about how little I knew about my money. So get involved. Whew. Who said this was fun? Our guest today is Daniel Briggs. Daniel is a Mittagong local, a long-time resident, a hospitality extraordinaire and SES volunteer. Dan is going to talk about a program that is being run by the Wingecarribee SES to help men get prepared. Welcome, Daniel.
Hi, how are you?
You can't even speak. Daniel is so nervous. Look, I'm a little bit concerned that a gentleman who's going to put on an event where you're anticipating, 60 people?
50.
50 people are going to attend, and you can't even speak into a microphone when there's no one else in the room. What are you going to do when all the gentlemen arrive and you're going to help them get prepared?
I hand it over to someone else to look after.
So what you're saying? So what you're saying is you're the event organizer, and you're looking for others in your team to step up and run the thing for you.
Well, no, I'll still have hands on.
So you're not the brains behind the operation? Are you the brains behind the operation?
Oh, it's a combined effort. There's a whole heap on the committee that have great ideas as well. So it's been an input from everyone. So to elaborate further, the Wingecarribee SES is putting on a men's evening. The purpose of the evening is to help men get prepared, not just for emergency, but to prepare their properties in peacetime as well. Is that a pretty good way of? Yeah, basically, yeah. It's get them ready to know what to do when they come across an emergency, how they can prepare themselves at home, not just for them, for their family as well.
And you're an SES volunteer. What do you know now that you didn't know previously?
Oh, lots. There was lots of safety things that I wasn't doing correctly at home myself. But
like what?
Oh, ladder safety for a start.
Yeah, I'm hopeless with ladders. Yeah, I get on there. Actually, I got a really good story. When I was, I don't know, 5, no, not even 5, 2, my old man left a ladder out in the yard. Well, not in the yard, leaning against the house. Went inside, went to sleep. And what did a 2-year-old me do? Climb to the roof. So it runs in the family. Silly men with ladders.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Everyone's done it, I think, or done something incorrectly. I never knew a chainsaw could kick back either, so that's something new that I've learned as well.
So did you use chainsaws beforehand?
I have, yeah. never with any safety equipment.
Yeah, I didn't know that chaps existed.
Yes, yeah, neither.
I'd never seen anybody use a chainsaw with chaps before I went to the SES. No ear protection, maybe some eye protection if it was a good day.
No, what, sunglasses?
Yeah, or chainsawing in thongs.
Yeah.
I love it when you see people chainsawing in thongs.
I've seen them mowing the lawn in thongs.
Oh, yeah. I reckon the SES has actually been detrimental to my health. Like, I'm paranoid now. The safety aspect that's drilled into you makes me, like, I can't even walk my kids down the street these days without doing a take 5.
Well, yeah, that's a part of it. You know, it's preventing accidents before they happen. So services can be used elsewhere rather than someone who's cut their hand off with a chainsaw because they've used it incorrectly. It's yeah.
That's pretty extreme, losing a hand to a chainsaw.
It happens. Yeah.
Okay, and what is it like? Why men? Like, why is it because we're reckless?
No, they just tend to go full force at jobs and not think about what they're doing. It's yeah. Men don't do consequence. They tend to deal with it when it happens rather than think about it prior.
So it is about getting men from the Wingecarribee together to talk about safety tips.
Yeah, basically, show them what to do if they're first on scene in an accident, how they can help. General safety around the home. Tradies when they're out on the job, just helpful tips. Just pretty much looking out for them, knowing that they get home to their families at the end of the day because they've done something correctly rather than incorrectly and hurt themselves.
Yeah, that's a really important thing. Is that, you know, you could be working around the yard or around your house any old day, and it's one slip of the ladder, one slip of the chainsaw. Well, one slip one trip over a power cord, all those sort of things you don't even really think about, and the next thing you know, you're calling an ambulance. You know, later that evening, you're, you know, having the conversation with your wife about how life's going to be, or whoever. I don't need to say your wife, but your partner or your children about, how life's going to be going on. If you can have that conversation, because you might not be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, well, work injuries, you can be off for months, you know, even years or permanently. I've had a brother that's fallen off the roof and never got back on a roof doing roofing. So
really, what happened?
Literally no safety gear and slipped off.
He was a roofer,
yes.
No safety gear and slipped off.
That's correct. Yep. So he done his back. He had to have his back fused and never went back to work.
Was he
also
legitimately employed? And
yes, he was. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he was. Also, my brother-in-law, he also fell off a roof. 2 years ago.
So what you're saying is don't hang around the Briggs family because they're particularly dangerous. Is this event for you personally? Because it's kind of sounded like it is now.
No, it just goes to show how close to home these things can happen. Like, if you're not, well, you're never prepared for something like this to happen, but at the end of the day it can, and how it affects you at home and your family, and, you know, you have to support them, manage them back to health, the financial struggles with it as well. It makes life tough if you, in the first place, use the safety gear and think about what you're doing prior to doing it. It can save a lot of grief, a lot of financial troubles as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you can take 30 seconds to a minute putting on a pair of chaps and it can save your leg, as opposed to living the entire rest of your life without a leg. But we kind of do she'll be right, mate. Is that a man thing, or is that an Australian man thing?
I think it's just a man thing.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to think that there are men in Argentina who are as stupid as we are.
Yeah. No, there are. I'm pretty sure that it's a man thing.
I apologise for all the Argentinian men out there. Did you get down to today is Friday the 8th of June. Did you get down to the accident in Coles car park?
We were called off prior to responding to it. We did actually proceed and go to the accident itself. It was an elderly gentleman, again, foot on accelerator instead of the brake.
But yeah, the reason I brought it up is not to go into the particular details, but to highlight, we're in Barrel, and there was an incident in the Coles car park of Barrel where somebody inadvertently got their feet wrong.
Yep.
And has unfortunately been involved in an accident. So it can happen anywhere.
Well, that's it. It's it can happen in a split second, and you can't react in time to stop it from happening, and the consequences, they can be life devastating, basically.
So what do you do when you come across an accident?
Well, what I would do and what...
So putting down the spot
a normal person...
What would a normal person do? What would you expect?
Basically, first aid, call for help. Just to help out. Help control the traffic till someone arrives that can do it. Don't move them out of the vehicles unless the vehicles are going to catch fire or they're in immediate danger. But just basically talking to them, getting information, holding pressure on wounds if they're bleeding. It's the just basic stuff to hold them over until people that are trained to do it can get there and help out.
So if you're first on an accident scene, you're essentially the first thing of your first aid is assessing the danger and making sure you're managing the danger, first of all, to yourself.
Oh, definitely.
And then anybody else. What is it? Danger response airways. Well, no, isn't there another one? Danger response, send for help afterwards. They send for help once you've got associated a response from the casualty, and then send for help, and then kind of like just manage it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
After that,
and it's not jumping in without looking around. Like, if the accident's there's power lines down, you obviously have to look out for yourself.
But you don't though. We were talking about men messing up, just putting a ladder up. What are we going to do when we come across an accident scene? That like hero gene's going to like activate. I remember once I went down. I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing down the back of a sporting complex when I was in my late teens, and a girl came off a bike down the fire trail, and whatever I was doing, I stopped what I was doing and I ran 2 kilometers down the fire trail to help this girl. And I didn't think about putting my car into park or anything. And my mates didn't even know what was going on. I just ran away from them because the hero gene clicked in. I just wanted, not that I wanted to be, showered in glory. That's just what I did. And men don't think about it. It's like you see something that needs to be done, you just go off and do it.
No, but that's something that we want to, by doing this night, make people aware of is there are dangers. You just don't jump in without looking around, making sure that it's safe to do so, because your health is just as important as a person that's injured or been in that car accident. So, helping someone doesn't mean that you have to die trying to do it. You literally, you have to look out for number one. Otherwise, you can't help them because you're injured yourself. So,
have you ever found yourself in a circumstance where like you've had to not do something because it was like detrimental to you?
Personally, no, I haven't been in a situation like that.
Well, I guess you're pretty lucky.
Yeah, I have been. There will be people out there, especially in our SES group, that come across and have to assess and look at situations and go, I can't do anything until, other people come and help as well. It's a stand back, make sure that you're okay to proceed and pretty much help out. If you can't, or you don't think you're safe enough to, you need to step back. So
this, it is helping men get prepared, but I guess the underlying message is you can't help anybody unless you help yourself.
Exactly.
And that's a really interesting message for men because, and without being sexist or stereotypical, like for generations, men have been seen as the people in families who are breadwinners. They are the ones that do things, and our job is to protect everybody else. And I know that's not, that doesn't capture everyone's theories and thoughts and positions on life, but for a large majority of people, it is. So it's really reframing. Here we go. We're getting really deep now. It's really reframing what it means to be a man, Dan.
I guess you could say that, yeah. It's retraining ourselves to, pretty much think about what we're doing before we do it. When we come upon an emergency, or before we do something that's dangerous. So
how long is this event going to go for? How are you going to reframe an entire life of buffoonery? Is it a 17-week course in how to not be an idiot?
I wish we had 17 weeks.
Wow. So what Dan's saying is that we are major buffoons.
Yeah, occasionally we are, and I've done it myself in the past. I think SCS has sort of slapped that out of me a lot. You get caught up in the, I could be a big hero.
Well, actually, I'll ask you the question: why did you join the SCS?
Probably to help other people, and also something to do in my spare time. I actually love it. I was a bit worried about joining and taking part in storm jobs, rescues, and whatever else that we do. But end of the day, they're one big family. They're a great lot within our unit. We are a great unit.
You can talk in the first person.
We're like a big family, and that's great. We have a laugh, we have fun, but then there's also the serious side. We're going out to accidents, we're going out to storm jobs, we're going out to flooding, and at the end of the day, we do what needs to be done. We help people, and that's what I love about it.
And so what you're trying to impart on the general community is you can help. You can be part of something bigger than yourselves, as long as you first of all know what you're doing. And we're going to help you to at least understand the basics.
Oh, definitely. And with our new intake of our newbies, we have a few that are outside tradies. So we have arborists, and we also have
there's arborists, there's electricians, the whole gang.
Yeah. So it's a good crowd, and especially the arborist. Like, he can do stuff that's obviously we're not allowed to do.
Who would have thought that you'd throw a rope over a branch in a tree and climb up it? It just seems like such an unnatural. I referred to ourselves as buffoons before, but that even seems unnatural to a buffoon.
He is a monkey when it comes to a tree. He swings up there like I've never seen in my life.
But when I assume you're not going to show men how to swing from trees.
Definitely not. And do not recommend it. But it's pretty much when you're outside, we're just trying to instill to do things safely. So at the end of the day, you get home to your families in one piece, and you don't have that grief of financial burden, the grief of injury, the extra pressure it puts on the rest of your family, as well as the kids, the wife, and husband.
And like we've so far talked about safety and doing things because of risk, but this is also an opportunity for fun, right? Oh. This is an opportunity for men across the Wingecarribee to get together and to admit that we might not all be the safest lot, but together we recognise that we have a responsibility to our families and to our friends.
Yeah, and it's not to imply that the men of Southern Highlands aren't safe or they do things incorrectly. It's information night for them to learn how they can protect themselves. Basically, some of them are probably already using those safety nets in place when they go out and work every single day. But there could also be other tips that you didn't know, and little tricks of the trade that you didn't know that can make your life a bit safer every day.
So strengthening the community as well as offering individual tips and tricks.
Oh, definitely.
What is it you reckon about volunteers? Like, why do they care? Why do we care? It's weird, don't you think? Like, I spend a lot of time thinking philosophically about these things. It's like, why should I care?
Because it's your life, your livelihood, your family. You know.
No, but why do you care about somebody else?
Oh, you know, because we're a community. We should care about each other. If we all build together as a community, makes the community a lot safer. You know, we grow.
Yeah, it's a really. I like I said, I spend a lot of time thinking about this because you look around at lots of individual transactions, and at an individual level, people can be quite selfish and rude. And I think that every time there's individual selfishness, then the community is lessened because of it. And then you've got people at the SES or the RFS or the Lions Club or the Men's Shed or the Country Women's Association that are spending time on the community connections despite all of the other crap that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, every community has, Debbie Downers, if you want to call them that.
What is a Debbie Downer?
A Debbie Downer is someone
Are you being sexist, say?
No.
Or is it a Derek Downer?
A Derek Downer or a Debbie Downer, yeah. That, would definitely, be down on certain things. It's a matter of, everyone's sort of banding together, building resilience to, things that can happen in the community and helping each other.
Yeah, it's interesting. I used to live in the city. I've said it on this podcast lots of times. It's interesting the sense of community you get when you move to it. And let's not pretend that the Wingecarribee is not a big place. There's 50,000 people here across 3 distinct suburban areas and then lots of villages. So it's not like it's a small country town or anything, but there is a sense of community here, and I think the role that the SES plays and the role that people like yourself in holding events plays in bringing community together is really important.
Oh, definitely.
So how when is the event? First of all, we've got through 22 minutes. Dan thought that he couldn't speak at all, and he got through 23 minutes now without even saying when it is.
Okay, so it's the 17th of July, which is Tuesday night. We'll be kicking off 6 for a 6:30 start.
Yep.
And it will go for maybe 2.5 hours. We definitely do want to finish the night off with a demonstration. It's
don't give too much away.
Of
some pyrotechnics.
No, it'd be to do with safety with a road crash.
Do I get to be involved? Is it something that I would enjoy?
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's to do with safety. What you come across. A little hint is what you do when you come across a car with airbags that haven't actually gone off.
Yeah, this stuff's cool.
Yep.
Are we gonna let off flares?
No.
Am I giving too much away?
No, definitely no flares.
No flares. But there will be some controlled pyrotechnics.
Yeah, in a way, yes. So I mean, a lot of people don't realise.
Do we get to cut anything up?
Oh, probably not.
I'm putting down on the spot. I should know these things, but I'm using this forum, this 2-air forum.
Yeah. Probably not cutting cars up. That's definitely something that is left to SES people that are trained to do so. But yeah, definitely it'll be a demonstration of what happens if an airbag hasn't gone off and the force that an airbag goes off at. People don't realise that sticking your head in a car where an airbag hasn't gone off and it goes off can actually kill you and and the person's still in the vehicle.
Yeah, I still struggle with that one. I open doors, stick knives in and cutters in where they shouldn't be, without checking. So I guess the point of me saying that live on the podcast is even someone who's gone through a significant amount of training on what to do when you're at a road accident, it is really easy to get the tunnel vision to just go on doing what you think is right and lose track of the bigger picture that is around you because you get so focused on doing the job. And I find that really weird for me because I'm not a details person.
Yeah.
I'm not a details. I'm a strategic big picture person, and I love trying to solve complex problems. But when I get to a road accident, I go right down to like finite, just get in there and do it. I find it really strange for a person like me to act in that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, and a lot of people do get tunnel vision, and not only just at road crash, they get tunnel vision, when they're in a hurry to do something at home, or they're in a hurry to do something at work. It's just focused on just getting it done rather than the safety that comes first before you get it done.
Sure. So Tuesday the 17th of July, commencing at 18:30 for 1800 start for 18:30.
That's correct. Yeah.
For the number or the time illiterate, temporal illiterate amongst us, that's 6 o'clock.
That's correct. Yeah. We are. Have an online registration coming online next week. We also will have advertising coming out next week. We definitely would like to see as many guys as we can there. As I said, there is only 50 places.
Yeah, I don't think this is a case of we'd like to see as many people. We know that when we've held similar events for women, it was packed out straight away. So if this is something that if you're a gentleman who lives in the Highlands and you would like to participate in this event, keep an eye out on the Wingecarribee SES Facebook page. I think.
They'll be on the Facebook page. There'll be Facebook advertising. There'll also be some paid advertising as well.
Hey! Let's just keep the clothes the cards close to each other. We're not paying a thing for you, gentlemen. I think it was definitely me who referred to men as buffoons, but Dan's not going to spend any money on this. No. I think that's probably a testament to how seriously the men of the Wingecarribee SES, or not just the men of the Wingecarribee SES, is taking an event such as this. Is that that we are trying to get in contact with as many men as possible, because we really do believe that this is important. I find it really hard to do on the podcast. Do we? Because I try to be like Dave, HighCast, and then also SES. It's a very strange phenomenon. What other strange phenomenon should people prepare themselves for?
So we'll be doing 4 little demonstration stores, pretty much be round robin through them, but it's just demonstrating first aid, what you do when you come across a road crash, what you do in storms, chainsaw safety. So it's all just stuff that we generally use day to day.
Fantastic.
There'll also be some supper.
What is supper? Dan just rolled his eyes. But seriously, I don't know what is supper. Like, is supper not dinner?
Well, probably, it'll be a light dinner.
Is supper a meal after dinner but before bedtime? What is supper?
It'll be dinner. A light dinner.
Yeah, but no, that's cool. Like, that's what.
But supper is later in the night. It won't be later in the night.
Huh? Why do people have supper?
Oh.
Why don't you just have dinner and then go to bed? It just seems like a superfluous meal. It's like, I haven't had enough at dinner. I'm going to have supper and then fall asleep on a full stomach.
It was a bit like afternoon tea. Like, what's afternoon tea?
Afternoon tea is that meal between lunch and dinner that like gets you through that part of work that no one wants to be at. But it's not like you're watching The Voice or what's another crappy television show?
Love Island.
Yeah. Insert crappy television show here. It's not like you're watching Love Island and you're like, I need some chips to get me through to dinner because I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
So like supper is like, well, it's kind of like the unfunny brunch.
Definitely.
Because brunch is like, well, I could start drinking champagne at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's kind of cool. But supper's like, yeah, I could offer you a digestive. Supper's got nothing.
Yeah,
For all of you fans of supper out there, I feel really bad for you, because it's not a cool meal.
No, definitely not.
So at the SES event, you're not going to get supper.
You're going to get a light dinner.
A light dinner and no alcohol, unfortunately.
But we will have a coffee truck.
Oh yeah, that's
So real coffee, real caffeine,
caffeine and chainsawing.
Yeah, and maybe even some desserts at the end of the night.
Look out
for us guys that like their sweets. We'll also have some prizes on the night, so we'll be doing lucky draw prize plus a few other prizes on the nights for those that attend.
Cool. Well, I think that's a pretty thorough update. So let's just recap. Tuesday, the 17th of July, commencing at 1800 for a 18:30 start. Go to the Wingecarribee SES Facebook page to get updates. Like the page while you're there to ensure you get all the updates as they come to light. There will be online registration. You need to be in early, otherwise you will miss out. Any other, if you get... Oh, yeah, we're on duty at the moment, aren't we? Huh. I just realised, ladies and gentlemen, that Dan and I are on call. And if you are... Yes. Have you got the phone?
Yeah, in my pocket.
If you are in need of emergency attention, then we're going to wrap this up. Because otherwise we won't be able to attend. I think that's probably about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about it. It's, we'd just like to see as many gents as we can.
And if you're, I don't know, what do we say to a lady that wants to attend? Do we say it's men? Is it? Oh, this is a tough one. Is it men only?
It is men only. But we, keep updated as ladies get out there and like the Facebook page too, because we will be holding another ladies event. I'm fairly sure, as the last one was a very big success. The ladies will get their night again. And the gents get theirs.
I think we should put on a community night that isn't segregated.
We quite possibly could look at that.
What about a couples night? Actually, no, but then actually it could be couples night. It could be women couples or gay couples, straight couples. You could just be a couple, and like if you're that way inclined, a triple or a quadruple. It's a community night.
Yeah, definitely something we could look at. But
men only.
It's more because it's the whole target and the whole...
It's about you guys.
Yeah, it's about guys.
Yeah.
Where the ladies' night was very much about the ladies. So they're different, the way that men and women in SES and in the community react to situations is different. So... what's irrelevant to men may not be relevant to women, and vice versa. It's nothing sexist about it, really. It's just...
driving a wedge. It's all about sex. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks very much for coming on, Dan. Congratulations on your engagement. It's pretty awesome news. I didn't even know, and then I found out Dan is now engaged. It's over for everyone. Thank you to Majors Meats. Check out the Paddock to Plate tour. It was really, really cool. Thank you to Bright Spenders. Thank you, Anthea, for making me feel like not so much of an idiot. Really exciting month coming up for HighCast. We have a local triathlon group. We've got some local philanthropy group. We've got, hopefully, the Chamber of Commerce. Who else we got? We've got... koala conservation. We've got local media celebrities, online celebrities. Hume Cole has made contact. They'll be coming up too. Paleontologist should be soon too. Local cancer writer I met today, which will be really, really cool. So a really exciting month coming up for HighCast. Until next time, see you later.